Hi, loves. Welcome in. Okay, I am going to do my absolute best to keep this intro as short and sweet as possible, but I will make no promises because sometimes it just, if I want to be as detailed as possible, sometimes it just is what it is. Now, that aside, there are timestamps in the description box. So if you've already sat through the intro before and you know what this breathwork practice is about and how to do it and practice it safely, you can go ahead and just skip right to the practice itself and we can practice it together. All right. That all aside, if this is your first time meeting me, hi, my name is Natalie and welcome. And of course, if you are a returning practitioner, hi, nice to see you again. I do have a doctorate degree in metaphysical science, and I am also working on a 200-hour feminine form Kundalini yoga certification. And I also have additional 200-hour certification in yoga and certifications in yin yoga. So I love doing a lot of embodiment things to help us heal. Long story short, okay? Now, this particular breath practice I've been doing for almost 40 days straight. I don't know the exact name of it. I don't know if it has an exact name, but I have given it the name Marian Miracle Mind, an Ancestral Alchemy breath practice. And I named it that because we are getting into the reticular formation based on how we are holding our heads and what that is doing. So it's putting pressure on the reticular formation. The reticular formation, if you're not familiar with it, just a little bit of science here, we're going to get a little geeky, is kind of like your survival mode brain. It's the part of you trying to keep this so short and sweet as I can. It's like your lizard brain. Okay. If you're familiar with that concept. And this is the part of you that might, from what my understanding of it, this goes 14 generations back in your bloodline. So anything like subconsciously that you might be doing, reactive behaviors that you might have that might not even really be yours, could be ancestral that you have. This is held within that system. Okay. Now, if you want to learn more about it, I do recommend learning more about it on your own. All right. Now, this reticular formation is also a part of what's called the reticular activating system. I have to make sure I'm, yes, keeping tabs with my notes here. Now, that part of us, the reticular activating system, is the part of us, the part of our beautiful brains that will look for, it's a part of our subconscious that will look for our assumptions, the things that we assume to be true about life. I would call them unconscious assumptions, really. So if you, let's just say you are a lack girly, or I'm assuming you identify as feminine. Okay. I don't care what body you're in. Because if that's just my channel. So excuse the terminology girly. So you can take it how it resonates. But if you are like assuming lack, all right, subconsciously, your brain is going to constantly search for lack all the time and draw in experiences that will confirm that assumption for you all the time. So even if you have a lot of money at one point, you might draw in situations that, like a bill, an unexpected bill that creates the lack again. And it's just going to keep confirming that assumption for you because that's what you innately assume is true about life. There's not enough. 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 That's kind of held in the reticular activating system. I hope I haven't lost anyone yet. Okay. So with things like subliminals, you can work with that a lot. All right. But we can also work with it on a body frequency as well with things like breath work. Hence this breathwork practice. So you can help yourself along with this particular breathwork practice. And of course, the next section, I'm going to show you how to do it. I'm going to show you how to do it safely for you and to keep your neck safe as well, because you are holding your head back and it can be a little bit intense, on the neck. So know that going forward or going into it. We want to keep our necks happy. All right. I think I'll get into in the next section, like what we can use for your own manifestation, what you want to, maybe certain mantras you might want to say as you're doing the breathwork practice, the type of breathwork it is. And then, of course, I'll link a video to Breath of Fire because it is Breath of Fire practice. If you've never done Breath of Fire, you might want to, go check out that video first. But of course, you could always do long, slow breaths as well, especially if you're pregnant or menstruating. Okay, let me think. Let me just look at my notes. There's one other thing I wanted to mention here in my Course of Miracles book, and that is this. The first one being the number one thing, there is no order of difficulty in miracles, okay? One is not harder or bigger than another. They are all the same. All expressions of love are maximal. So, that whole thing about manifesting. One manifestation is not bigger than another. They're all the same. It's all in how. So if we're trying to manifest something, nothing is bigger than anything else. It's all the same. Does that make sense? I hope it does. The other thing I wanted to mention is this one here. Hold on. Miracles are natural. When they do not occur, something has gone wrong. All right. So if miracles are not naturally occurring in your life, it is because something is up, and that's usually has something to do with the people who came before us. God bless them, because we are all here because of them. Okay. Our ancestors got us here. Survival. They weren't maybe in a time when we had all of this. We have so much access to so much information these days, and times were different back then. Okay. So we're here now and we can do a lot of the clearing stuff now. So we're going to do that. You're here with me because you want to do that. And you're in this body right now. My guess is, as a light worker, I use that term loosely, as somebody who maybe signed up in this lifetime to clear some heavy stuff in your bloodline. Okay. Now, the other thing I wanted to mention is I'm calling it Marian's Miracle Mind because I always think of Mother Mary. She is the miracle goddess. Okay. And so if you feel called to work with her archetypal energy or just her energy in general, if you feel connected to her, you can always ask her, for help. Help me see this in a different light. Help me clear out whatever's blocking me from receiving my miracle, from saying yes, from whatever the situation is for you. That's an option. Okay. Now, I love her so much. I have a podcast episode coming out soon for her. Of course, if you're seeing this after the fact, then it's already out. You can find it here on the YouTube channel and, of course, wherever you get your podcasts, but that's neither here nor there. So I think I have touched on everything and I've done it in under 10 minutes. I'm so proud of me right now. Let's go ahead and get into the how-to, and then we'll hop into the practice. All right, so welcome to the how-to on how to do this practice. The first thing, you might want to sit on a meditation cushion. I know you can't really see me, but I am sitting on one right now. And, I hope you can still hear me as well. That is simply, you might not have a meditation cushion, and if that's the case, that's okay. You don't have to. You can sit on like a stack of books or a block or anything that's just going to give you a little support, of course. But really, that's more so to help your hips, help lift your hips, which in turn helps lift your spine. Because what can happen a lot is when we're sitting on the ground, the hips can start to feel a little tired, and then you start to kind of shrink. I know I do. And my back begins to round. And like sometimes it's okay. Like, if you're going to be sitting down for a short period of time, sitting crisscross applesauce, sukhasana, happy seat, it's fine for, you know, a few minutes. And truly, we will be seated for about 5 minutes. And if you're fine with that, then by all means, like if you're comfortable with that, then that's totally fine. You can do that. Another option, of course, is to just sit on like a bench with your feet planted. That's okay too. Or just anything where you can have your feet, you know, on the floor. But just make sure that whatever you're sitting on is supportive enough that when you're doing breath of fire, you're not like, it's not wiggling you around. Because what's going to happen is if your head is tilted back and you're wiggling around, it could I'd really prefer we're not giving you like whiplash, not doing anything that's going to do any harm. Okay. Ahimsa, one of the yamas, do no harm. Okay. So the big thing here is, like I've mentioned, we will be tilting the head back. So I'm going to turn. You're going to be like this. Okay. Sitting down, head tilted back. And if you have any neck issues at all, skip it. Just keep your head upright. If you have any cervical, spine, anything, just keep your head upright. You can just intend for the breath to do that, to do the clearing for you. Of course, you know, it may not have the exact same effect that it's going to have with the head tilted back. Like it may not be as like, you know, it may not work as fast, but it will still, when you never underestimate the power of intention. Okay. I will say that. From there, you can either put the arms out straight in front, or you can put the arms like so. Here, why don't I clip like this? And then the head tilts back. And then from there, you'll do breath of fire. So I have linked a video to my breath of fire practice. All right. Breath of fire, it's a pump, a navel pump. You can go as fast or as slow as you want to. Again, I do a how-to video with that. If you've never done breath of fire, just do some long, slow breaths for now. And then maybe go visit that video, practice around with breath of fire, come back. You know, you can come back and do this. I actually recommend doing this breathwork practice a lot. Do it for 40 days in a row, because the more you do it, the better. The more you do it, the more you're going to get that cleared out. And you don't necessarily have to do the video for 40 days in a row. Now that you know the practice itself, you've got it. So then just, you know, do it yourself for 40 days in a row. But if you want to do it with me, of course, I'd love to have you here. If it's just helpful just to have the timer or whatever, of course. Okay, so let's talk mantra. Let's talk intention. So I know they say like pick one thing to focus on, and maybe you have like, I know what it is that I want to clear out, and that's beautiful. So if it's something like, you know, lack, then you would say maybe like you would focus on like, I am abundant. So it would be like, and you'd be gazing at your third eye, eyes closed, thinking, I am abundant, just the whole time. Right? I'm abundant, I'm abundant, I'm abundant in your mind. Another one you could say is like, I'm magnetic, or I'm open to miracles, you know, something like that. Another blanket one you could use if you don't know, or you don't have just like one thing, would just be Sat Nam, which is truth is my identity. Okay. That is like a blanket clear. And I like it because it's so it's like, so you could like think it Sat Nam with every breath, right? Sat Nam, which is very Kundalini. It's what they do for a lot of things. But it's just, it would clear out, you're basically just clearing out your whole subconscious in my mind with that, you know, kind of just giving your subconscious like a 0 point, a clear slate, you know, to work with there. So Another option here is to have some sort of cover. So this is just a white cloth, and you can place it on your head like so. This covers your arc line. So everybody has an arc line from temple to temple. And then all women, according to Kundalini, have another arc line that goes across the chest. Okay, they say from, excuse the verbiage here, but they say from nipple to nipple, that goes across the chest here. So it's an energetic line. So you could essentially, if you wanted, cover that like so. Okay, and who do I look like right now? So anyway, that's slipping. You could do something like this if you wanted. And what the white does is it purifies your aura and protects your aura as well. Trying to think if there's anything else. Yes, there is one other thing, which I will explain in the video as well. I'll just kind of remind, but sometimes we can have a tendency to, like, as we're doing the practice, to like kind of round. So it's going to be just sort of a reminder to like drop the shoulders, open the heart. And then you kind of want to like also lean back a little to where you feel your abs catch. So I'm going to turn sideways and see if I can move you back a little. Let me move that too so you can see. Okay. So it's kind of like this. Head tilted back. I'll put this there. Okay. And then again, if you're pregnant or menstruating, long, slow breaths. You will also skip the breath hold. Now, anybody else, if you're not pregnant or menstruating, at the end, we'll take a deep breath in together. We'll squeeze everything from the root. So squeezing, giving your tailbone a nice big hug and squeezing in the abs. And you're going to clench your back molars as your head is back. You'll look up at the third eye space. I'm going to tell you to hold, squeeze, and hold. Okay. It's going to all be guided, so don't worry about that. And then we'll all release and we'll sit in silence and just receive whatever energies are coming through. Your experience, whatever you get out of this practice, is going to be yours and yours alone. And that's that. Okay. I don't know what shifts will occur for you because you are your own person and your experience is going to be different than mine. Okay. And that's the beauty of it, because we're all here on our own respective paths and our own journeys. All right. So I think that's everything. I hope that's everything. I will see you all on your mat. And yeah, let's get into it. I'll start by tuning us in with the Adi mantra. So feel free just to receive. Of course, you're welcome to chant along with me, sitting up tall on your meditation cushion, hands in the Anjali Mudra or in the Gyan Mudra, however you feel comfortable. Take a deep breath in. Hug and squeeze the tailbone, the pelvic floor lifts. Eyes look up to the third eye space. Hold the breath for as long as feels good. And release the breath when you feel ready. And just sit for a moment and receive and just notice how you feel. Let's begin our breathwork practice. So if you are using a cloth or a white strip of fabric, you can go ahead and place it on the head or across the arc lane on the chest. And make sure you are sitting up tall. Maybe bring the shoulders up to the ears and allow the scapula to melt down the back. Tilt the chin down toward the chest, and then decide if you want the arms out straight or with a little bend in them. Go ahead and tilt the head back if it's comfortable for you today. And let's begin. Exhale all of the breath out of the body. Inhale halfway. And you can go as fast or as slow as you need to. So slowing it down like if you'd like, or going faster if you're a more seasoned practitioner. Gazes up at the third eye space. Maybe the mantra of Sat Nam or your own mantra. Keeping that gentle hug on the tailbone, so little mula bandha here. Maybe leaning back a little bit more so the abs catch. Shoulders are away from the ears. You've got this. A little bit longer. If at any point you need to take a break, then take a break. Just do what you can and feel good about it. We have about 10 seconds left. You've got this. Take a deep breath in, clench the back molars, squeeze mula bandha, so give the tailbone a hug. Look up at the third eye space. Keep holding the breath. You've got this. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Hold, hold, hold. And exhale whenever you feel ready. Bringing the hands back down to the lap in the Gyan Mudra, forefinger and thumb touch. Chin dips down toward the chest, so elongating through the back of the neck. Just receive. Notice how you feel. And just let the energy move how it needs to move. If you would like to end the video here, you're more than welcome to. Otherwise, feel free to stay here in this position or find Shavasana and receive the blessing of Longtime Sun, sung by me on the ukulele, followed up with a Satnam on the singing bowl. May the long time sun shine upon you. All surround you, and the pure light within you. If you are in a seated posture, feel free to bring the hands into the Anjali Mudra. And if you are in Shavasana, you can stay right where you are. Option to chant Satnam with me or just receive, no matter if you are lying in Shavasana or if you are seated upright. And by the way, if anyone is wondering, this is the heart chakra bowl that we're using here today. Satnam. Thank you so much for practicing with me today, and I apologize for my dog in the background. Remember, no one miracle is greater than another, and if miracles are not occurring, something is remiss. Mother Mary is your ally here, so call on her if you've forgotten that you are a worthy being. Simply because you exist. It is your divine birthright to receive miracles. Namaste.